I've been knocking out push-ups for decades, but for a long time, just because I could do them didn't mean I was confident in the movement. They didn't feel good. I felt tension in the neck, pain in the shoulders, cranky elbows, along with compression in the chest and spine. About 3 years ago, I dropped the ego and went back to basics, determined to connect with this movement so I could actually build my body without little setbacks and limitations. So in this video, I'm going to give you the technique that transformed this movement for me, a few variations that I use to regain strength and confidence, along with my favorite ways to integrate push-ups into my training. I still use this stuff every single week. It works, it's fun, so let's jump into it. Going back to the basics provides the opportunity to groove a new pattern. I found I was able to explore new intentions and actions in my body with more freedom and space. It was way harder to change that push-up pattern when I could barely breathe and struggled through reps. By owning the foundation and making that stuff easy, I have the confidence and technique to challenge myself in dynamic and demanding push-up variations. Some of these cues and intentions may go against what you've learned. I'm not saying that you have to do it this way, but this will give you a more complete understanding of the pattern, along with more options to play around with. The first piece we want to dial in is that stability in the push-up position. So we got those hands about shoulder width apart, wrists underneath the shoulders, reaching back through those feet as we drive through the contact points. Now there is a tendency in this plank position to grip and squeeze through the core and through the glutes. We're going to let that go and breathe into stability. Inhaling to expand and exhaling to compress. If you're used to gripping a bunch to create stability, we can drop down to the knees, make this a little easier, but now we can feel into that breath stabilizing us. When we let go of all that bracing, now the push-up becomes less about creating as much tension or effort as possible and more about sensing the body and creating space through the frame. Now, when you exhale into stability, feel that wrapping in the front side of the body, then inhale, allowing more of that volume to travel into the back ribs. What this does is it creates more surface area for the shoulder blade to naturally glide along the rib cage, which leads into the next cue, which most likely goes against everything you've been taught. Less scapular retraction, more shoulder extension. When you drop down into your push-up, you don't need to pinch your shoulder blades together. They're naturally going to glide on the rib cage. And for a lot of people, when they pinch their shoulder blades together, they lose the back ribs, that surface area that the shoulder blades need to glide on. So stop forcing it. Maintain that connection through the core and just let it happen. Fall over those wrists, get deep through the elbows, feel into that shoulder extension, that head of the shoulder slightly coming forward, then drive through the ground. That's your push-up. Now this may feel a little rigid at first, especially through the shoulder blades. So this is where the rock comes in. We get a little bit more movement and more glide, falling over those wrists, deep through the elbows, shoulder extension. And now we can allow those shoulder blades to glide a little bit more freely. I load back into the hips, and then on the inhale, I pull myself forward and then down towards the ground, connected through the core, big back ribs. I've got those deep elbows, shoulder extension, drive through the ground, and then load back into the hips on the exhale. Feeling those shoulder blades naturally glide without any extra effort, and feeling into that press and pull pattern. And that's really how I see this pattern. I'm pulling the ground towards my body, and then I'm pressing the ground away from my body. And one of the many things I love about the rocking push-up variations is this lower body integration. So I'm pressing through my lower body as I'm pulling through my upper body, and then I'm pressing through my upper body as I'm pulling through my lower body. This wires a ton of connection, a lot more rhythm, a lot more integrated strength, a lot more flow. This last cue taps into the natural spiral that happens through all movement. So you probably heard the screw your hands into the ground cue. We're gonna use that and we're gonna add a little bit more to it. So check out the inner line of the arm. We're going index, thumb, up the inside of the arm, inside of the shoulder, and the front of the heart. And then we've got the outer line, pinky, blade of the hand that feels into the outside of the shoulder, and then back of the heart. In the push-up, we're accessing both of those lines. As I pull myself to the ground, I'm spiraling into that outer line, and as I press away from the ground, I'm spiraling into that inner line. As I lower down, more of that weight pours into the blade of the hand. Those elbows pull in slightly, but those pits are facing forward. Shoulders plug into the upper back. And as I press away from the ground, I'm gonna notice more of that spiral through index and thumb. And when I combine this with all other intentions, this gives the push-up a nice springy, open, and powerful feel, which is what I'm going for. A targeted muscle group of chest, shoulders, back, and core with this full body integration. You add that rock to it. Now we're really cooking with gas. To keep things simple, I'll give you 2 ways to weave this into your routine. The first one is time under tension sets. This isn't about reps, it's about quality and connection. Lower the load, drop the ego, and focus on building awareness. I like to start with kneeling push-ups to dial in that connection through the core, breathing into stability. Slow everything down. Find the spots that feel disconnected and just hang out there. Breathe into it, play in that isometric, and let the body figure it out. I'll aim for at least a minute of time under tension, sometimes up to 3 straight minutes. The intention is to let that old, inefficient pattern tire out so the new one can take its place. You can do this with any push-up variation. Just know that you want to feel open and spacious in the frame so we can tune into new connections. Give yourself the space to actually feel what's working for you before you ramp it up. The second one, just log reps. Pick a number, say 100 reps, and chip away at it over a few sets. Or my favorite, because I suck at counting reps, is to use a timer. A minute on, a minute off. Start with the most challenging variation and drop to an easier one as fatigue sets in so you can keep moving without losing connection to the pattern. We're using the same cues, same intentions, just more focus on building confidence through higher volume and varying load. You can use either one of these on their own or stack them for a focused, powerful push-up session. I put all of this together into a practice on my other channel, Smoov Follow-Alongs. So if you want to build stronger push-ups right now, click here. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this approach, drop a comment below, snag my free 7-day program, Move Now, and as always, stay smooth.